Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Senators. I too would like to acknowledge that we meet here on the lands of the Ngunnawal people. I pay respects to elders, leaders and warriors and express solidarity in their ongoing activism for, and struggle for justice and self-determination. As I said at the outset, I'm the National Secretary of the Australian Manufacturing Workers, one of over 60,000 members who are our union. We live and we work in every region and industrial town in Australia. We welcome the Future Made in Australia Act as the biggest industrial and economic policy shift that we will see in our lifetimes. And we acknowledge the government is stepping into the challenge that we face right now as we respond to the climate crisis, but also the urgent need to secure Australia's future in the global race for jobs. For too long, the Australian government really has played an underdeveloped role in the domestic and global economy, relying on decisions of private capital to shape our economy and our trade agreements in their interests. And this has primarily been around the extraction of profits from precarious export markets of raw materials. And sadly, that also shapes our relationships and our place in the world and our region. In 1995, the Harvard University ranked Australia's economy as number 55 in terms of economic complexity. The most recent one has us as low as 93rd. And this is because Australia has become a quarry, a farm, and a nice place to visit. Now, as our region struggles with how we respond to the climate crisis, Australia has an opportunity to be a trusted neighbour, a trusted partner, and a leader in our region's response. The AMWU believes that rebuilding our domestic manufacturing sector is essential to decarbonisation. It'll deliver the social licence that we require to be bolder and more ambitious in terms of action on climate change. It'll also ensure our economic resilience and security. And of course, it allows us to provide energy and industrial solutions across our region. Now, our members currently build and maintain and repair equipment for the coal mining industry, for power stations, for internal combustion vehicles and for offshore oil and gas. At the same time, our members also build, repair and maintain renewable energy infrastructure like snowy hydro, solar panels and components for wind towers. And our members are also crucial in terms of how we're going to transition our primary metals sector to play a significant role in our transition to green metals. Now, we've long advocated for coordinated industry policy to decarbonise our economy in a way that recognises and celebrates the work and skills of workers who have kept the lights on for us for generations. And workers in these towns, they've got a lot of closure dates for the power stations and mine sites that they're currently working on, but as yet there are no opening dates for the new factories and the new industries that would give them confidence in their families' financial security and the ability to be able to live and work in the places that they love. Now, Future Made in Australia has the potential to ensure workers who are experiencing the greatest industrial transition in living memory are given the opportunity to drive Australia's economy to net zero. To ensure that this results in the hundreds of thousands of jobs we need, we strongly support the notion of community benefits principles as contained in the draft legislation. Our submission and that of the ACTU contain recommendations for strengthening those provisions and ensuring that they are consistently applied to all the relevant special investment vehicles. The AMWU is also advocating for the establishment of a Manufacturing Competitiveness Council to bring together all of the policy experts from government, union, industry and academia to provide strategic advice to the government on the implementation of this policy to make sure that it hits the ground. Aside from the importance of having workers' voices at the table, we say this because we need to ensure that investment is being prioritised to those communities and industries undergoing significant industrial transformation, that the sectors where workforces can easily be deployed their skills and reasonably retrained be identified more simply, but also to provide industrial labour stability and certainty. The last point I would make, Chair, is that the industry standards that have been built up by generations of workers in their industries should be upheld and not be a point of conflict at this moment because it is too important to waste on ideology. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today and look forward to the conversation.